This is not just another broadcast. This is Frozen Apex TV, where racing is treated like the elite competition it is, where preparation meets pressure, and where nothing that matters goes unseen. We understand the sport because we understand the drivers, the commitment it takes to be here, the discipline behind every lap, the difference between sending it hard and sending it home. That's why we don't just follow the race, we break it down, corner by corner, battle by battle, from every angle that tells the real story on the track. While others catch the moment, we capture the meaning behind it. The dive bombs that change championships, the defensive lines that define careers, the split-second decisions made at 200 miles an hour. This is coverage built for leagues that demand credibility, for drivers who expect professionalism, and for competition that deserves respect. No missed action, no wasted shots, just pure, uninterrupted racing, delivered with precision. Freeze the moment, own the apex. Welcome to Frozen Apex TV. And welcome to Talladega Superspeedway. The biggest and baddest track on the NASCAR circuit has been delivering high-speed thrill since 1969, stretching 2.66 miles. It is the longest oval in NASCAR. Known for its steep banking, wide racing surface, and heart-pounding pack racing that keeps fans on the edge of their seats. At Talladega, it's all about speed, strategy, and survival, where one move can change everything in an instant, from photo finishes to unforgettable moments. This is a place where racing legends are made. Fans, get ready. It's time to experience the intensity and excitement that only Talladega can deliver. Welcome in. How is everyone's Wednesday? We are excited to do some big Superspeedway racing. For those that saw the post earlier, big speeds equal big wrecks. I am excited. Looks like we got a decent field. 31 to 33, 34 cars look to be in practice right now. They got about 5 more minutes until qualifying begins. But I wanted to just welcome everyone in here. See how everyone's doing. Got some exciting racing ahead of us. I hope you all are doing well tonight. Get a couple things finalized. We're gonna try to not have the in-sim chat going for everyone. That was not ideal last week, so I do apologize to anyone hanging out and watching that last week. I couldn't hear it. So my audio when I'm racing goes. I have it through my headphones, but when I'm just hanging out here, it's going through my surround sound. But my in-sim audio was going through my headphones for just the voice chat, and I could not hear it because I didn't have headphones on. So, anywho, and there was no little pop-up box that said anyone was talking, so I had zero idea. So, anywho, let's take a look at some cars. Let's see what we got going on here. There we go. Dwayne Young out, ripping around the 05 Kettering University car. Couple pack here. Jeff Yates, Adam Beasley, and Tyler Yates. I believe they're all Auto Shot Racing team. So we're just letting practice kind of wrap up here. Stefan Ardell in the Seahawks ride celebrating a Super Bowl victory tonight. We've got Alex Duchesne, Cal Deese, James Bolka. We're going to try to be forming maybe some pack practice here. So I believe the setup tonight is going to be starting early morning in practice. It's like 6:30 a.m. in sim, I believe. And as the racing goes on, the sun should come up and start warming the track up a little bit. We're currently 80-degree track temperature, 79 degrees outside, for week 16 here at the Superspeedway. Oh my golly! Alex Duchesne, hot diggity. I mean, I get this is practice, but holy crow. That is not good. That is a violent crash. Boy, we hope we don't see any of this. I'm sure we're gonna, but I hope we don't see any of this tonight. But it does make good broadcasting. But I hope we don't see any of this tonight. Wowee. What a doozy that was. All right, and just for that, let's ride around with him for the qualifying here. Number 37, Alex Duchesne. Wonder if he knows the pressure's on. Here we are on the roof. This is a new camera angle we're testing tonight. Gonna see just how good the pack racing is. I'm excited to switch to this one. We've got the front, we've got the rear. So this should be a very fun angle to watch once we're in the pack. So I'm excited to see that tonight. Let's see what Alex can do as his first timed lap just began. He looks to be holding up kind of in that second lane towards the top. I guess about the middle of the track here. Trying to get that Chevy wound right out. Get as much speed as you can. In a place like Talladega, every thousandth of a second matters here. I'm assuming that qualifying is going to be very, very close between all of the cars. Here comes your qualifying results. And Alex is going to put down a 55.29. The fastest is a 54.66. You see he's 0.631 off the pole. Currently on the pole at the moment is James Bulka in the number 1. I believe that is a Joker ride. Cool looking car. Very fun theme. And in second place, a man no stranger to the front of a pack, is Russell Windsor. In third is our buddy Dan Rybarchuk. I believe I'm saying that right now. Got Sean Abel here. Woo. I believe that is a Shriners Hospital, number 81. Austin Wright, when this car debuted, we weren't able to take a very good look at it because I believe he was involved in an early wreck early on. So Austin putting her currently 8th, was 7th when I started talking, bopped down to 8th. Sharp looking car. Hoping for a good night for him. Here's back to Alex Duchesne. Zane Woods here in the 87. Nice looking car. Got all the colors of the rainbow on there. Looking pretty cool. Got John Santoro. It's like a retro throwback Coca-Cola car. That looks pretty slick. And I'm hoping he got his paint fixed. Not entirely sure. David McCulloch. Now, this might be an issue on my end. I know that he has changed his paint. I do all of his paints for him. I know that he changed his paint, but it's not pulling through, so that could be an error on my end. It is pulling his other series that he races. It's pulling through their paint. But not a huge deal. He's going to be scored as the number 9 with the graphics guy has the number 13 on the side. So, wrapping up qualifying here, James Bulka, Russell Windsor is going to get the free pass. Congrats to both of you. And we're going to fire into heat race number 1. Reminder to anyone new just watching, there are no cautions in a heat race. If you're involved in an incident, the administration team just asks that you get your car off the track as safely and as quick as you can, and tow or drive it back around safely. So here we go. Your qualifying race grid here. Is that showing everyone? That is showing everyone. Yep, that's not what I wanted. All right. There it is. That's the one I wanted. Sorry about that. New setup here. So we got Dan Rybarchuk starting in first. Dwayne Young is starting outside. James Lambert and Austin Wright make up row number 2. Row 3 is going to go to Zane Woods and James Hood. Row number 4 going to John Santoro and Alan Steigerwalt. In 9th, Jackson Fanistock. 10th, Cal Deese. 11th, Dakota Sidris. 12th, Kyle Foster. 13th going to Jeff Yates. 14th going to Matt Sisler. And 15th, Tyler Yates. And to round us out is Evan Clapper in the number 7. So here we are. For those that don't know, 4 laps at Talladega. This is a pack racing track. So if one of your leaders makes a bobble, we could collect a lot of cars. And I expect us to see some decent wrecks. Maybe we'll throw up a poll. Let's put up a little, like, gamble poll, if you will. What do you guys think for the feature wrecks? Think we'll have over 5.5 or under 5.5? So 5 wrecks and low is under, 6 wrecks is over or more. What do you guys think? And this will be just for the feature. This isn't going to have anything to do with the heat races here. But go ahead, cast your vote. Let me know what you guys think for the little gamba there, if you will. Over or under 5.5 wrecks? So we're going to see the pace car make the hard left-hand turn here, start firing down pit lane. Rybarczyk and Young are going to fire us off in the first row. Dan in that Marshall number 91. Dwayne Young in the 05 Kettering University. You guys look to think that we're going to have a lot of wrecks in the features, it looks like. All right, all right. After the last couple weeks, I don't blame you for voting like that, I must say.
Green flag.
All right, green flag is out. Superstar ARCA Series East is underway. Heat race firing off here at Talladega. Dwayne Young with a good launch. And on the inside, Austin Wright getting a good push around that outside. Trying to make that outside lane form in early. Looks like James Hood is giving Austin Wright a decent push on the outside. Dwayne Young decided to go down to that inside there. We're 3 wide with Cal Deese in the middle. Anyone going to help him out or hang him out to dry? Looks like Evan Clapper's trying to give him some room. He is able to sneak in on the top there in that bright green car back here. That 35 machine. Cal Deese throwing her up to the top. Trying to make a run on his own on the outside. Gonna have to pull a lot of side draft. Oh, there's the wreck. Oh, a lot of cars. Not good. Not good at all. Cal involved in that. Evan Clapper involved with that. Looks like Tyler Yates. Matt Sisler looks clean. Might have not have been a part of that. Dan was in that one. Alan Steigerwalt was in that. Jeff Yates, Kyle Foster. Bunch of names. And that's going to leave John Santoro and Jackson Fanistock to be out front. With 3 to go this time by. Hard wreck here in our first heat race. It's only going to leave kind of 8 cars kind of out there still, but only about 6 on this lead lap. You can see Jackson giving John a solid push down the front stretch here. Dwayne Young going to be in that mix as well. Austin Wright trying to get that pack going. I do want to apologize. I've been fighting kind of a head cold and some sinus deals, so if I sniffle or cough or sound a little nasally, I do apologize. I've been fighting a head cold. Rocking the Newman this week to make up for last week. Awesome, dude. I'm excited to see it. All right, look a little wiggly in the pack. I wonder if that's going to keep going. Whoa. Little move on the bottom there from Dwayne Young. Got white flag out for heat race number 1. John Santoro's got to play defense. He's going to have to deal with Jackson on the outside and Dwayne Young on the inside. Right behind him. Leading here on the last lap is usually an interesting game to play. You're driving in your mirror a lot, trying to stop the outside from getting a run, and it looks like they might have. Dwayne Young in the middle, throwing some elbows around. Shoulder checking 3 wide in the 3rd row. John Santoro, Austin Wright dives low. Holy, 3 wide. Almost 4 wide. Wowee. Be 3 wide for 2nd place. Jackson Fanistock is going to pick up the win here. And I don't know who got 2nd. Wow, that was close. My scoring tower is saying Santoro, then Dwayne, then James Lambert. and then Zane Woods for 5th. But boy, if we can get a quick replay just before this switch is over, I want to kind of see the photo finish here because that was super close for 2nd place. Oh, we lost it before I could get it. That was so close for 2nd place. They were door to door coming across the line, but we are lining up for heat race number 2 already. So let's take a look and see who is in this one. Starting on the pole, we've got Jeremiah Growell in the number 82. And to his outside, we've got the 81 of Sean Abel. In the 2nd row, we've got Adam Beasley and Alex Duchesne. Johnny Brown and Andrew Nagy are going to take row 3. Robert Weevil and David McCulloch taking row 4. Niles Davis and Stefan Ardell going to be 9th and 10th. 11th goes to Nathan Swafford, and 12th goes to Ty Weems. 13th going to go to Austin Penrod, 14th to Dylan Harris, 15th to Milo Novus, and 16th to Devin McIntosh. So Beanie hopped in chat. We got to take a look. Hopefully it's pulling through. And it is. Austin Penrod in that beautiful Ryan Newman throwback number 31 Caterpillar car there on the bottom. Awesome looking ride. Another one that I had the honor to design. Fun throwback. That was a difficult build for as simple as it looks. Getting them lines to match up how Ryan's car looked was a feat of modern technology. So, awesome looking car. Love to see it. Love to see it. Up on the front row, we've got Jeremiah Growell, Sean Abel. I believe it's Abel, or is it Abel? I'm not 100% sure. So I know that last week we were doing a ton of interviews. I'm expecting to do a bunch of interviews this week. But we're probably going to wait until there are, the happen chance of a wreck during the feature. So no big deal with that. I'm going to show you guys the tower. The pace car is getting the signal to pull her in. We've got 4 laps to determine how this race is going to start. 16 drivers out here. It could be any of them with how this track races. Jeremiah Growell, Sean Abel going to take the green flag here. And we are about to be underway at Talladega for heat race number 2. Green flag's out. Jeremiah Growell gets a good jump with Adam Beasley giving him a good push. Johnny Brown there on the bottom as well. Top side is Sean Abel with Alex Duchesne. Andrew Nagy, David McCulloch right just close behind. Stefan Ardell in that 92 machine. Once this pack kind of forms in, should have some solid side-by-side racing here. Pop it towards the back a little bit. You can see Devin McIntosh, Austin Penrod, and Milo Novitz holding their own little pack here. Looking like they're maybe keeping out of it a little bit, waiting for the big one to happen in front of them, and they can just get the free positions. A little bit of bumping around, though, but looked like no harm, no foul. But being them guys, you kind of want to stick together so that way you at least have some sort of drafting partner. Back up front, Jeremiah Growell still leading with Adam Beasley in tow. Johnny Brown, Andrew Nagy, David McCulloch, Stefan Ardell in the 92 machine. like some good, clean side-by-side racing so far. No one's done anything crazy yet. Was a little disorganized off the start, but that's all right. Nothing too terrible happened. But it does look like these guys are kind of checking out from the pack behind them here. Definitely got to work together if they want to catch the front pack. Meanwhile, a lot of snaking on that outside line, it looks like. These cars feel almost weightless once you're in the draft. They're very tricky to drive at a drafting track like this when you... Oh, Sean Abel around into Andrew Nagy. Oh, there's the big one right on the front stretch. Andrew Nagy, I believe that is Niles Davis and David McCulloch there as well. Robert Weevil had a hard hit in that. You can see that left front tire's locked up. That's going to leave Adam Beasley, Jeremiah Growell, these two drag racing down the backstretch. The white flag is shown. Ooh. Adam Beasley got up into Stefan Ardell. Stefan lost some pace there. Jeremiah Growell side by side. Adam Beasley with the run on the outside, coming through the tri-oval here. Closes the door on the bottom. Stefan Ardell's trying to make the run. It puts the block on him. Might have shared a little paint there. Woo, at the line. My scoring is showing Stefan Ardell at the line for that. Let's see if we can grab a picture here this time. At the line. Right there. Stefan Ardell is who it is showing. Wow, that is close. That is incredibly close. That is, I believe, 4/1000ths of a second. Stefan Ardell is going to be scored as heat race number 2 winner. Some crazy, crazy heat race there. And we are going to see if he is in a chat here somewheres. Doesn't seem like he is. How crazy. How crazy. All right. Well, we got some warm-up going here. Got some drivers out warming up. Trying to see who we can get a look at here. Here's Alan Stiegerwalt drafting with Matt Sisler. Jackson Fanistock out there as well. See if maybe we can get an interview, possibly from Mr. Austin Wright here. Let's see if he'll take an interview. Austin, it's Fred in the booth. You got a copy on me?
Hey, I'm here. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. It was nice to see your car on the track for more than one lap.
I know.
How...
Maybe we're on this. Don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's Talladega. Anything can happen. How you feeling coming into tonight?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. The heat race felt good. That was pretty gnarly wreck in the heat race, but we luckily got through it.
Yeah, it's there was a gnarly wreck in each of the heat races. I mean, the first one was crazy. The second one might have been crazier. And that second heat race, the winner was Stefan Ardell by 0.004 of a second at the line, which was an incredible finish.
Wow.
Yeah, that was very close. We got a quick replay on that. But so you're feeling good. You're looking good. The car looks great. I'm patting myself on the back right now. We're riding in car with you right now, but you probably don't know that. So yeah, what's the plan of attack tonight? What are you up against?
I think we're just gonna hopefully try to stick it with with the pack and a good group, and just kind of be patient, but
Yeah.
wait. Don't try not to be too patient, but not be too aggressive right off the rip, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to make it to lap 75 if you junk it on lap 1.
Exactly. I mean, we're running like in a pack, I think like 51 seconds. So I mean, you got time, but you also got to really pay attention, because if you get way off pace, it's gonna be hard to play catch up.
Yeah, you don't want to be in the second, third, or fourth, or however many packs form. You want to be up in that first pack. You might not want to be leading it, but you might want to be in that first pack, so at least you have a chance at the end.
Exactly.
My thought of how the race is going to be, probably one or two big ones to start us off, just to get the aggressive drivers moved and out of the way, and then hopefully, for your guys' sake, is some good, long, clean green flag runs. And
we sure hope so.
I'm assuming you were hoping, yeah. Hopefully those are long green flag runs that you can be a part of, right?
Yeah. Like I said, it's going to be, hopefully, everyone seems to be on the same page of,
right,
holding the draft, but let's not slam somebody in the draft off the first,
For sure.
So I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Before I let you go, anyone you want to give a shout out to, thank, hate? I don't know. I don't care what you do.
First off, I don't hate anybody. Might have some disagreements of people in here, but at the end of the day, it's racing.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I'd like to thank you for broadcasting.
Yeah.
Also, Fred's Wrap Shop, my fiance for everything, and the league. And yeah, everyone else watching.
All right, man. Well, looking like warm-up is done. You guys are about to hop on the grid. I wish you the best of luck tonight, and hopefully we'll be having maybe a victory lane or a podium finish interview here soon.
Let's hope so. Thank you.
All right, man. Good luck. I'll send you back to your team now. All right, that was Austin Wright, Hillsboro, Indiana. Getting ready for the Dega 75. Let's what do you guys say? You want to do a starting grid? What do you think? All right, tonight's starting grid on the pole, smoking them in qualifying, Mr. James Bulka in the number 1, that purple and green. Keep an eye on that car. We haven't talked about him a whole ton this year for the few races that I've covered, and maybe Talladega's his track. Put down one hell of a qualifying time, and that puts him in the front of the race. To his starting outside pole is a man who is very familiar with the front of a pack, very familiar with winning races. Russell Windsor in that Vivor number 20. On the inside of row number 2 of We Tried Racing, you've got Jackson Fanistock in that number 61. And to his outside in the 92 Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl winning car, you've got Stefan Ardell of Titan Motorsports. Starting in 5th in that throwback looking Coca-Cola number 12, you've got John Santoro, and to his outside in 6th place, the number 29 Havoline of Adam Beasley. Starting in 7th, the Kettering University 05 of Dwayne Young, and to his outside, the Atlas Air 37 of Alex Duchesne. In the 9th place position, the number 54 of... I've lost my ticker. Oh, there it is. Sorry about that. It is James Lambert. And to his outside in 10th place in the number 82, Jeremiah Growell. Starting in the 11th place position, the number 87 of Zane Woods. And to his outside in 12th, the 06 of Johnny Bobby Brown. Starting in 13th, the number 2, the man we just interviewed with the Blue Chew and the Fast Fred's Wrap Shop on his car, Austin Wright. And to his outside, currently not loaded in right now, is the number 31 of Austin Penrod. Oh, we lost our camera there. Let's get that back. Where'd it go? There we go. All right, starting in 15th, the number 7 of Evan Clapper. And in 16th, we've got the 74 of Devin McIntosh. Starting in 17th, the number 93 of Matt Sisler. And to his outside, we've got Nathan Swafford. Starting in 19th, we've got Milo Novitz, Dan Rybarczyk, Ty Weems in 21st, James Hood 22nd, Alan Steigerwalt 23rd. Oh boy, everything's shifting because they're moving now. Let's see, 24th is going to go to Robert Weevil, 25th to Dakota Sidris. Andrew Nagy's going to be 26th, Cal Deese 27th, 28th Sean Abel, 29th, Jeff Yates. 30th, Dylan Harris. 31st, Kyle Foster. 32nd, David McCulloch. 33rd, Tyler Yates. And last but not least is 34th, going to go to Niles Davis. Awesome pack of cars. Beautiful cars out there tonight. Big pack. Got 34 cars taking the grid, it looks like. Hopefully, Ty Weems hasn't loaded in yet. At least it doesn't look like it. Oh, there he goes. Might have just been a little glitch in the system on my end. We're falling through the matrix. So it looks like you guys are thinking we're going to be seeing over 5.5 wrecks. So that means 6 or more wrecks. Being I got to be up real early tomorrow to go plow snow for work, I surely hope it isn't a wreck fest, because these are some long pace laps. All righty. Beautiful group of cars here tonight. Rolling her through turns 4. Going to be seeing that pace car pulling it in, and it is going to be time to get loud. See the flag man ready to go. The photo finish camera should be coming through the tri-oval here any moment now. We'll give you guys the first lap loud and proud.
Green, green, green.
Green flag out. I love the sound of horsepower in the afternoon. James Bolka going to be scored the leader of lap number 1. Russell Windsor to his outside. John Santoro, Stefan Ardell is going to make up your second row here. Beautiful pack forming. 2x2x2x2 as far as the eye can see. No one's making any crazy 5-wide moves on the first lap. Everyone seems to be pretty organized. Three wide, John Santoro in the middle. Doesn't look like he's got a lot of help.
Try to pull some of that side draft and find a spot where you can comfortably nestle back in. The middle is not a fun place to be, especially with no one willing to help. Might be able to sneak in behind the 31 if there's still room. Oh, no, he found some speed in between Austin Wright and Johnny Brown. Going to hold her 3 wide there in the middle. Looks like the outside came down to that middle row, so he might be pulling a little bit of draft. There goes the inside for him. All is well for John Santoro. He went from 2nd back to 11th, but he can make that up. We know he can. Back up to the front. We've seen these two battling a lot lately. Russell Windsor, Stefan Ardell. Both of them very familiar to the front of a race. And James Bolka up there as well. James Lambert in the 54, Zane Woods in the 87. I would like to, if we can, if there's a yellow that comes out at some point, possibly get an interview with Mr. Zane Woods. From what I'm hearing is that this race means quite a bit to him. I wouldn't mind digging into maybe some of the reasoning to why, as long as he's all right sharing that. So here we are with Andrew Nagy, and let's see kind of what it's like being in the pack here. So here is the roof cam. We're sitting right above kind of his driver's seat. You can see just how fast these cars are moving, wiggling around. Kind of not much room for error at such high speeds. This track's notable for being pretty flat out the whole way around. Maybe a little bit of lift on corner entry just so you don't rear end the car in front of you because the draft has that much pull. You can see Andrew Nagy here trying to maintain pace on the bottom line. Dwayne Young to his outside. Looks like Niles Davis there in the 38 as well. Looking behind him. Getting a good push from, I believe that's Nathan Swafford. You can see single file line on the bottom straight back. And up front, get a good view of just how quick the lines can change. You saw coming into the back stretch, the outside lane was there, and then in the front stretch, or coming through the turns, that bottom line formed. You can hear Andrew kind of backing out a little bit on it so he doesn't get into the back of Robert Weevil in front of him. That's what we were saying about how quick that draft can pull you. You got to play smart. You can't just be aggressive the entire time. Andrew Nagy thinking that that bottom lane might come in, trying to give himself the best opportunity to make a run here. Ooh, looks like Matt Sisler backing out of it on that bottom end. Kind of a fun ride along with him. Back up front, the race being led now by Adam Beasley. Now, the fun part of pack racing is there's usually a ton of lead changes. This lap might be Adam Beasley. The next lap might be Stefan Ardell or James Bolka or Russell Windsor, Jeremiah Growell. All of them have a shot. It's all about kind of how that draft falls and if you can have a partner push you to the front. Early on in the race here, whoa, a lot of moving. Stefan Ardell, no! Oh, there's the first wreck. Collecting a couple cars. Oh, didn't look good. Stefan Ardell went around. I don't know how bad that was for his machine. I think Jeremiah Growell got most of that contact. But it looked like possibly a lot of moving behind Stefan. Maybe a push to James Bulka, and they got up into John Santoro. Jeremiah Growell got kind of a lick in that as well. Not really a good camera angle here in this turn. But it looks like Stefan's able to turn it around. Let's take a look at the 82 here. If we slow it down, see the 54. I don't really know what happened. I don't know if there was contact between the 54 and the 1 that just kind of shook the line up. Maybe Stefan was a bit off pace, or the 1 was a little overzealous on entry, but it definitely shook up the 92. It upset his car a lot. He got into Jeremiah Growell in the 82. Got into John Santoro. Down to the bottom. Looks like we might have collected. I think that might be Evan Clapper, James Lambert. That 3 machine, I believe that's Dakota Sidris. He should be the 64. And we got the 72 of Alan Steigerwalt, I believe. Couple bumps on the bottom. David McCulloch avoids it on the bottom. Everyone does a decent job checking up. Everyone kind of gets around here. So we are under our first set of pace laps. The first caution of the race is underway. And I want to see if we can get an interview here with Mr. Zane Woods, wherever he may be, coming down pit road. I'm going to let him get into his pit stall before I grab him. That way we don't break his focus. He is going to get the interview, possibly. He's in the pits, possibly 4 tires and some fuel juice. Pretty much everyone's in the pits here right now. I don't think he was in a wreck. I'm not sure. There he goes. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get him up into the booth here. Hey, Zane, this is Fred up in the booth. You got a copy on me? Oh, boy. Maybe not. We had him, and then now we don't. Okay. He might not be wanting an interview, maybe. He might just be wanting to focus. So that's okay. Not a big deal. I don't blame him. I'd want to focus at Talladega, too. All right. Well, sharp-looking, colorful car for the 87 machine. Nonetheless, we were going to try to get the interview, but that's all right. We'll wish him well from where we sit. Yeah, let's see who else we got. I'm not gonna lie, there's not a ton of people in an interviewing position right now. Let's grab our buddy Dave. Let's see how he's doing. Dave, right. It's Fred up in the booth. You got a copy on me?
Yes, sir. How it doing?
Doing all right. How you doing?
Well, after a few close brown flag deals there. We're pushing through, and we're going from the back to the front, it seems like.
Yeah. I'm trying to get the cameras all situated here. There we go. All right. Yeah, we are in car with you here, looking at your beautiful mug on the picture. But
Hey, hey.
how's the Elite Summit number 9 feeling tonight?
We didn't have a very good qualifying session, but this is the race where you settle in, you find the groove, and avoid the chaos. So far, we've been able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked with your teammate Austin Wright a little earlier. He seemed pretty confident, and you guys both have escaped the first big one, so that's good. You're both still in it, and yeah, what's kind of the plan of attack? I know you're about to go green here, so I don't want to hold you too long.
Really, it's just finding some guys I'm comfortable running with, and I want to stay up this way for sure.
Right.
Maybe a little bit farther forward, but
Sure.
just find a place to settle in and ride the majority of this thing out.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I want to wish you some luck here. Looks like you guys are about to fire back off, and make sure you're in the right gear this time.
I just did. Thanks.
All right, brother. Good luck.
I do. Thanks.
All right, David McCulloch. I talked to him before the race. He said to make sure to remind him that he was in the right gear, because we interviewed him once, and I think he meant to be in second and was in third and had a pretty terrible restart because he was focusing on the interview instead of the race. So we're trying not to hold drivers too long, especially right when they're trying to go green. So back green, we're going. Alex Duchesne, Russell Windsor leading us off. Alex with a hell of a jump there in that Spirit Airlines number 37. Good jump. Now, kind of the thing with Talladega is you can get a good jump like that, but unless you have draft help, you kind of settle back in. Not to say he's not going to be leading, but it's hard to run away with it here because the draft pack is so much faster than one car by themselves. So you see John Santoro must be okay after his contact there. I saw him just give a good bump draft to Sean Abel right in front of him. And must be Evan Clapper was fine as well, as they decided to, believing they all decided to stay out. Looks like Alex Duchesne and Sean Abel both decided not to pit there on lap 9. More side-by-side racing here. Evan Clapper following, I believe, teammate. Nope, teammate. Where is he? It's Dan. Okay, there he is. Back here. His name was kind of disappearing on my finder sheet. Russell Windsor fine in the front here. Niles Davis in the 38 looked like he wanted to try the outside, far outside, but decided not to. Making the move to that inside lane. As David McCulloch finds that outside, is at the C's part in front of him and give him that top line, the ownership of it. So Andrew Nagy here might give David a decent push, possibly. Nope, Nagy backed out, pulled it onto the inside. He's now following Duchesne. Back here through the 2x2 action, David McCulloch, Adam Beasley, Tyler Yates, Sean Abel, Robert Weevil, John Santoro, Johnny Bobby Brown, Cal Deese, Nathan Swafford, Jeff Yates, Dylan Harris, Dwayne Young, Jackson Fanistock, and Austin Penrod doing the best he can to try to catch that lead pack. Lead pack of almost 20 cars is awesome to see. And I'd say so far, minus one little scrub, the racing this far has been pretty clean. No one seems to be making any sort of crazy moves. It's a little too early to tell until we do the incident review of that wreck on lap 9. It's a little too soon to call on what happened, but in the first initial look, it looked just like a racing incident. I don't think anything was malicious. I think someone zigged when they should have zagged, and someone zagged when they should have zigged, and we ended up with a couple cars in the wall, and a couple of them possibly out of the race, I believe. It shows that they are in pit, but not a meatball, so they might just be in a long pit, which could be long enough for them just to be out of the race as it is. So Russell Windsor, Evan Clapper, Niles Davis. Looks like Alex Duchesne there in the 37. Andrew Nagy still holding up on the bottom there. Here's that backpack. Check how these guys are working. If they stay in a line, it's usually a little bit faster. I don't know if anyone's watched the and how NASCAR says how these packs work is, and again, I'm not sure if this is for the ARCA car, but for the Cup car, they say the perfect amount of cars in a drafting line is 7. 7 cars in a drafting line. So this draft right now would be perfect if everyone stayed in a perfect line. They would be the fastest pack on the track, assuming that the ARCA cars have similar aero to the NASCAR Cup cars. Because not enough cars spoils a lot of air, and too many cars it pushes a lot of air. So having I guess 7 is what they say carries the perfect amount of air for the perfect drafting pack. But arguing that pack is about the 20 that's way up in front of them by about 5 seconds ahead. Says that about 20 is the perfect drafting pack. So right now, 20 laps in, the over-under, everyone took over 5.5. And at the moment, I might be making a liar out of you guys in chat there on YouTube. Might be making a liar out of you guys, because 5.5, these guys are looking like they want to stay clean. I'll say that then, coming into turn 1 here in a minute, they'll be 4 wide or something crazy. 5 wide, 6 wide, who knows. They'll fan right out on the backstretch and no one will know where they're going. David McCulloch on that outside. Might be getting a good push there from Tyler Yates. Could become the leader of this race. Side lane has definitely formed. They've made up a lot of ground, but that bottom lane just seems a little bit more dominant so far. Looks like Niles Davis made the cut to the outside. David McCulloch goes even wider. David McCulloch trying to get the pass, getting hung out to lunch on the outside. Tried to make it around the 38. Couldn't make her stick. And now he's got to see if someone will let him in or if he's taking the long train to the back of the pack here. As he cuts in there right in front of Nathan Swafford in the 15 Dr. Pepper machine. Russell Windsor, Evan Clapper, Alex Duchesne, Niles Davis, Andrew Nagy, Adam Beasley. Sean Abel, Alex Duchesne. Looked like they pulled it into the pits, I believe, but maybe not. Did we have a little wreck maybe that wasn't a yellow? Oh, little scuff going on the front stretch. Well, we're still green, but let's see what could have happened here. I'm not sure. Oh, looked like a pit stop incident. Sean Abel, Alex Duchesne, maybe just a little too quick on entry. Sean locks her up. Oh, that's not fun. Got into the side. Alex Duchesne just on a missed braking point, looks to be for the entrance of the pits. That's tough. Definitely not intentional, but unfortunately definitely avoidable. But that's one of them things where you're just kicking yourself and you feel bad for the guy that you got into. So being that wasn't on the racing surface and it was cleaned up quickly, I believe they did not throw a yellow for that. So we're going to stay green here. Just a tough, I'm not sure if he's broke or what's going on with Alex Duchesne, but running a really good race. He's been up towards the front the whole time, so we hate to see that happen. Same with Sean Abel. He was up there as well. We hate to see any of that stuff happen. Clearly a mistake. Definitely very unfortunate. Jeremiah Growell looks to be one of the lappers. Let's hope he can get through. Looks like everyone's giving him some space, making their way around him. So we now got to start thinking pit stops here. Saw a couple of them try to dive in. When do we see pit stops starting? Everyone is pretty much pit on lap 9. Talladega is not really a track that's super, it's not taking a lot of rubber. You're not really burning a lot for tires, but just your fuel usage can catch up with you here. Because it is kind of wide open the whole way around. There's no real good way of saving fuel other than being in the draft, which is kind of iffy. You kind of save during the yellows when you can shut your car off and coast, but not really a great way of saving fuel at a super speedway like this, because you're kind of pedal to the floor the whole time. closing on halfway through the race here. So I believe at the moment, well, actually from now till the end of the regular season, I believe only 2 drivers are guaranteed locks into the playoffs, into the chase. One would be the number 20 leading the race right now, Russell Windsor. The other one would be back here, the number 93 of Matt Sisler. Matt Sisler and Russell Windsor are the only 2 that are officially locked in to the chase. And some of the discussion was going to be how hard are they going to push towards the end here, but it looks like Russell Windsor likes to be leading the race here, so I'd say he's pushing pretty decent, but you know, he's not making any crazy moves, he's just fast. That's it. So one interesting thing to go with this is Devin Mayfield. For those at home that have noticed, we haven't mentioned him tonight, and that's because he's not here. Devin Mayfield coming into the race tonight just had to finish in the top 24 to punch his ticket in for the playoffs. But he decided to choose real-life Daytona over virtual sim race Talladega. So rude for him to have a real-life ARCA car going to race at Daytona. It's awfully rude for him to be ignoring us this week. But in all seriousness, Devin, we wish you and your team the best of luck and safety at Daytona. Hope you guys go out there and crush it if you're watching. That'd be super cool to see. I've been seeing a couple of the pictures that he shared in the Discord channel. Looks like a fun time for him. But it is rude that he's skipping the race this week to be in real-life racing in Daytona. So here is our pit strategy. You can see everything's the same. But we're only showing that because it looks like we've got a bunch of people pulling her in. Johnny Brown. Let's see. Nathan Swafford, Cal Deese, Jackson Fanistock, James Bulka, David McCulloch, Dan Rebarchuk, Kyle Foster, Austin Penrod, Stefan Ardell, all pulling her in here at the moment. And let's see if we can get a decent shot here of pit lane. Whoa! Austin, I believe that was Austin Penrod getting looped around in the pits. My, oh my. Having just some poor luck today. That was not cool. It's not cool at all. I'm not sure what happened. I'm assuming a little miscommunication on pit road. Let's take a look here. Looked like he was on the... Okay. So he's entering the pits as Cal Deese is leaving the pits. Cal's trying to get to the outside lane. Austin has to get to his... into his pit lane, and they meet in the middle. And just an unfortunate pit for the 31 there. Getting looped. And has to figure out where he's at. And then pull it back into the pit to get the tires and everything. And we're not under yellow. Not sure what happened. One moment. I'm seeing that Zane Woods may have crashed, is what it's telling me here. But I'm not seeing what might have happened. He's just on the pit. Maybe, okay, he went under the yellow. We're in fast forward here. Hope everything's okay for him. Looks like he might just be pulling it in. Maybe ran her out of fuel. Possibly ran the car out of fuel. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but we're back live. The leaders are all pitting. And that's going to give the lead to John Santoro at the moment, but Evan Clapper is in this pack, and it looks like Evan Clapper is going to be our race leader with Russell Windsor in tow. It's a little bit of a lead swap. They swapped one position. Evan Clapper for Russell Windsor. Andrew Nagy, Adam Beasley, and John Santoro was able to, I think, catch that pack. Where is he? Oh, no. He's just out of the pack there. So we were able to get a set of green flag stops in. Love to see that. See, Zane Woods is just leaving the pit lane now. Not really sure what may have happened with that car. The number 87 machine, I'm not really sure. So going back to the points, anyone basically from 17th to 36 that's an active driver has a shot to make the playoffs still, which is crazy. Crazy. So, I mean, anyone out here, pretty much almost anyone out here that's really wanting to make a move could make a move tonight and better their chances of just making the chase. I also want to give a solid shout out to the 93 here of Matt Sisler. He does a heck of a job compiling some notes of each race, which kind of gives me, the broadcaster, some decent talking points. So thank you to Matt. Kind of makes my job a little bit easier. Whoa! We got some cars up in the wall right in front of Matt. Oh! Stefan Ardell. Oh, Johnny Brown taking a shot from Stefan. Looks like Dwayne Young was in that. And Matt Sisler that we were just talking to was in that as well. Austin Wright snuck through. Oh, that is not good. Not good at all. Let's see if we can gather and collect what might have happened here as we are in caution number 2 on lap 35. So you can see it happened a little bit ahead of there. Looks like possibly Johnny Bobby Brown here. Not really sure. They were 3 wide. James Lambert, Johnny Brown, Cal Deese. Johnny, looked like maybe a wiggle. And then just all hell broke loose. Our pole sitter, James Bolko, was in that. The 24. Oh, a lot of broken fast cars. A lot of fast cars got broken in that one. Absolutely. Don't like to see that. I don't think Alan Steigerwalt was in that. Looked like he got through it pretty clean. Oh, maybe not. Little light contact with Ardell, but he looks to be able to hang on to that okay. Oh, that's tough. That's 2 big breaks for the 92 this race. Just wrong place, wrong time. Nothing really to do with it other than getting collected in it. Big punt to Johnny Brown. Man, that is the love and the hate for Talladega right there in one lap. You can go from hero to zero in a hurry. Let's see if anyone is available here. See if we can get an interview with Jackson here. Let's see if he's willing to chat with us. Jackson, it's Fred up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do have a copy, Fred. How you doing?
Doing well. How are you doing?
It's been a little bit of a ride, nothing bad happening yet, knock on wood. So we're trying to hang.
Yeah, for sure. You're looking at the moment, from what I'm seeing, you're going to be firing off, leading this race here once this goes back green. How you feeling about that?
Happy to lead laps, a little nervous. It's only been 3 laps since my last pit stop, so fuel's looking okay, but I just don't want, if we go green, to have a little bit of a fuel difference between me and the rest of the field. So hoping to save a little fuel, keep it all set.
Yeah, that's definitely a good plan. And hopefully you can be sitting in the same spot at the end of the race, right?
That's the goal.
So
my heat, so we're just hoping to get back into victory lane.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. A little bit of fuel saving. I see. Looks like you put on just a couple laps ago, so looks like you're doing pretty good. Looking confident, feeling confident. So that's always good. How's the tension in the pack, Ben? You guys feeling comfortable around each other, or?
I think at times, like that last green one we had, I was running about 20 at the back of the main pack, and it felt really good. But after we pit, it just felt like there was a little bit of tension, and figuring out that pack again. So hopefully we can settle down, take a big breather, and find a rhythm.
Yeah. It looked like the wreck that just caused this was just I don't really know. I want to definitely say racing incident. I think someone kind of made a move when they shouldn't have, and kind of collected some others, and definitely a tough break. But fortunately, the 61 was not involved in that one.
Yep, we like to cross our fingers. I've had a rough couple stretch of races from a wrecking perspective. So just trying to finish this one clean and green.
Yeah, for sure. Anyone you want to shout out or thank or anything like that before I?
I just want to thank my. I want to thank Fast Fred's Wrap Shop. Keeping us looking fast every single week. And I know you're right here, but big thanks. You keep the lights on in the shop, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And I'm moving you back to We Tried, right?
No, East General, with all those other guys.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep. Okay, well, I'm gonna
thank you so much, Fred.
You betcha. Good luck. Go lead this race all the way to the end.
That's the hope. Thank you.
East General won, right?
Yes.
All right.
With all those other guys.
Sounds good. All right, brother. Good luck.
Thank you.
He said East General won, but I'm not seeing anyone in East General won. Oh, looks like he got it. All right. I think he meant to say General one without the East, but it looks like he's got it figured out. Jackson, didn't mean to add any more nerves to you. Sorry about that. But anywho, Jackson leading the race right now. Going to have John Santoro on his outside. Austin Wright looking behind him in row 2. Evan Clapper on the outside of row 2. Most of the cars right now have pit on lap 37 from this last wreck. Austin lap 31, John Santoro 32, and Jackson lap 30. So not a full Not a full rotation on the tires here, but I don't know if that's really going to matter a whole ton at this point. Pace car pulling her in. Jackson and John going to fire us back off here. Excuse me, just trying to keep the throat clear. As the green flag is about to come back out, as we enter the restart zone, green, green, green. Jackson looks to get a good start there on the bottom. Maybe a little bit of checking up behind him here. Keep an eye on that. Looks to be pretty clean going through. Jackson and John Santoro leading us through lap 40. A little bit of left front damage there on the 12 of John Santoro. I believe that is from that wreck earlier on. You can see the beautiful pack of cars following Jackson around Talladega Superspeedway. And the yellow's out. We got a big one coming into the pit road here. Jackson looks to be scored as your leader there. Looks like Zane Woods may have been involved in this one. Let's take a peek at what might have happened to Mr. Zane Woods. Maybe? Ooh, big wreck. Okay, that's where she's at. Let's see if we can figure out what the cause was. Zane looked to maybe be having some disconnect issues, and I hope that that's not the case for everyone here. Let's see, yeah, when it cuts to this camera, it's basically telling us that he's in a disconnect right now because we can't grab to his car. So we're going to try to get someone in the vicinity and see if we can see what happened. So if we're on with Alex Duchesne here, we're riding. I don't believe Alex was a part of the wreck, but he was, I believe, behind the wreck. We're just trying to see. You can see Zane Woods just blinked. And you can see the smoke, and then Zane is sideways in the pack, right in front of Alex here. Zane is backwards. Fortunately, it looked like, from what we could tell, is that it only collected just Zane. I believe... yeah, no one else was really a part of that, fortunately. So I hope anyone else that was a part of that doesn't have damage. I'm not sure exactly what happened. Could have been a little latency issue, a little bit of a disconnect. And, yeah, when the cars disappear like that, it means that they're kind of losing connection to the race server. And that kind of seemed to be what I'm assuming it was. And obviously in pack racing, when the car in front of you blinks or disappears, that's really hard to continue drafting with someone when you don't know where their car is in the matrix, if you will. So, tough break for Zane. I know that this race means a lot to him, so hopefully there's not a lot of damage. Hopefully he can get everything straightened back around and put on a strong finish for the rest of this. But looks to be the same leaders. Jackson and John Santoro, Andrew Nagy, Cal Deese, and Austin Wright are going to be your top 5. Refiring off here as we're in the third caution about midway through. not sure what's I heard a noise in the pits. That's what I'm checking here. It looked like Zane might be having some connection issues. I'm gonna play it live. You can see he gets some damage repaired. Takes off. That car just lets go. So I'm not sure what is happening. I feel terrible for him. But I'm thinking that might be the end of it. We saw the puff of smoke come out of the engine like the engine had blown, so very unfortunate for the 87 machine. I'm not sure if that's the end of his day or not. Sorry if I'm quiet for a minute. I keep coughing, and I'm trying to mute my mic up so I'm not coughing into your guys' ears. Like I said earlier on, is I'm fighting kind of a sinus deal. I have a slight head cold. So I'm trying not to sound nasally. I'm trying to put on a decent show here, but Jackson gonna be firing us back off. Jackson on the inside, John Santoro on the outside. Let's hop with Jeff Yates here. Let's see how the start looks here from the top of this auto shot number 70. Following David McCulloch, James Lambert to his inside. Here we go. Green, green, green. Davis on the inside there in the 38. Rest of the pack back there. Someone back kind of blinking a little bit. I'm not sure who that is. Looks like Cal Deese has worked his way up to the front. With Austin Wright in P2 giving him a friendly little push coming into the turn. Helping keeping his speed up. I believe Caldees is leading. We've had 3 cautions, so with the 3 cautions, the over-unders, we're halfway there. We're over halfway through the race. I do believe as this race progresses and gets later on, I think we might see some more, because you're going to start seeing guys that want to make the chase become more and more and more aggressive. You can see Cal Deese, Austin Wright, Ty Weems, John Santoro, Andrew Nagy, your top 5 right now. And the fun part of Talladega is that it's anyone's game. You kind of got to be lucky at the end. You know, you got to run a smart race, stay up front, but you got to be lucky at the end to be in the right place at the right time, because a lot of times there's a big one coming into the tri-oval, and a lot of times it could be the person running 7th coming out of turn 4 wins the race because the front half junks it. So good for Cal Deese, that 35 Funkaway machine leading it. Austin Wright in that orange to yellow ombre looking car. Ty Weems in the 44 Raise Energy. Now, I used to work with Raise Energy. Used to have a partnership with them as a reseller. Good times, good times. John Santoro gets a good run with Nathan Swafford and David McCulloch. Teammates working with each other, and I'm assuming the 15 and the 13 are going to try to see if they can help the 2. That would be your Elite Motorsports team there with Nathan Swafford, David McCulloch, and Austin Wright. Jackson has faded a little bit. He's back in the 11th place spot. As part of the shuffle and grind. Shuffled back. The joys of plate racing on big tracks. Got to be fun for these guys to be leading this right now. Robert Weevil here in the 59. That camera angle needs to be about 10 feet taller wherever the camera is stationed at. It needs to be just a little bit higher to see over the campers in the infield. On the back stretch, or sorry, coming on the front stretch. Into the tri-oval. Everything looks... Woo. Milo went a little high there. We got to take a look at Milo's car here once we get into the turn. All-time low. All right. He said he was going to go with some band art this week. We talked to him. And I said it last week. I think I said it the week before. He always has some really cool-looking cars. They're always a little bit different than your standard, you know, sharp lines or flames. He always has something very, very creative. This week, it looks like all-time low, Future Hearts record. That album looking pretty good on the 26 there. Another cool paint job coming out of the pit stall of the 26. Sharp-looking car, like always. Just in front of him, we've got Dwayne Young. Looks to be paying homage to the great Greg Biffle with that number font. I would believe the 05 looks very close to the 16 that Greg Biffle ran. Always appreciate that. And back up front, your leader, Cal Deese. We're only going to have 25 to go this time by. Starting to get down to the nitty-gritty. Starting to kind of have the plan here for the late race. I expect only one more pit stop, which kind of could almost be any time. I think we're on the early side of pit stops, but it could be almost any time now for your first group to start taking it. You got to start planning wherever you're at. You got to start planning on what your moves are going to be, assuming you have some sort of control over that. Very cool to see Austin Wright running P2. He's had kind of a rough go the last few weeks, so awesome to see him kind of having some good luck here. Hopefully he can keep it going here once people start really pushing. That outside lane trying to form in. John Santoro's trying to get up alongside of Ty Weems, but doesn't seem like it's there yet. Austin Penrod on the outside in that 31 Caterpillar Ryan Newman scheme. Choosing that outside lane with Milo Novitz right behind him for hopefully a little push, maybe some help. Probably not a push when you're in the middle of the pack, but just having a drafted partner is kind of nice. Kind of an aggressive move there out of Penrod. Top to bottom to top to bottom. Looked like a big wiggle. Looks to be all right. Kept her all together here. And we're going to give you guys maybe another lap here. Just some loud and proud horsepower. Well, maybe. We have a Kyle Owens Foster. Looked to have something happen. It's throwing that he crashed, but not sure. He's going to be in the 17 here at the tail. Not sure what may have happened. He's pulling her into the pit. Ooh, maybe not. I think he wanted the pit and didn't get the pit. Missed the pit. Tried to get her in, stay above. So no crash. I think he just misjudged his pit stop there. That popped up. So, anywho, we're going to get real loud here. Oh my, Adam Beasley, big wreck. Big wreck, Adam Beasley, hard into the wall. That's going to draw the yellow flag. Oh, that's not a good wreck at all. Let's get a little better camera angle here and see if we can figure out. We were trying to get loud there while we were green, and something happened with this 29. I'm not even sure if it was him that was the main part of it, but that's who we saw smack the wall. So let's start there. So everything looks all right. Oh, looks like possibly Dwayne Young coming down, or maybe the 29 moving up. Hard to tell from this camera angle. Dwayne might have thought he was clear on the bottom. Into the 29, collected a bunch of cars there. Hate to see that. Russell Windsor was in that. Austin Penrod. I believe Tyler Yates was in it. Milo was in it. Milo with heavy left front damage. A lot of cars bringing her to the pits right when we were about to let him go loud. Very interesting that we had that on the camera that we were on. But back up, it looks like our leader is going to be Cal Deese with Austin Wright going to be firing outside of him. Crazy wreck that was. That's going to draw out our fourth caution. Right, I believe that happened on lap 55 as we're on 56 right now, coming to 57. Very tough break. That was tough. Being Russell Windsor was in that, Adam Beasley, both running real strong all night. All right, here comes the race on pit road. What is your call? You taking 4 and fuel? Maybe just some, just rights? Just fuel? Cal Deese out of there pretty quick. Austin Wright, he's got his car up. Taking rights now. Now he's taking lefts. Looks like a lot of guys were only taking rights. Austin pulling her out. He's going to get shuffled back a bunch. Let's see what he gets out of pit road here. Looks to possibly be 12th, I believe. Went from 2nd to 12th in the pit. Cal Deese going to still be scored in the lead. Ty Weems going to be right behind him. Andrew Nagy, David McCulloch up 28 positions. Niles Davis up 29 positions. Definitely some sort of hard charger award there if he can make that stick. Evan Clapper, Nathan Swafford, Robert Weevil, James Lambert, John Santoro are your top 10. Should be seeing these drivers go 2 by 2 this time by. Looking like Kyle Foster might be on the wave around here. Just waiting for a signal. David McCulloch back there in the position he was saying he'd like to be in. Be on lap 59 of 75. Eight official lead changes. Now note, it only counts the lead change at the line. So any of them that shift back and forth during green flag racing doesn't count that. It only counts at who's leading at the lines. We've had 8 different leaders so far this race. All right. Cal Deese, Ty Weems going to fire us back off. Andrew Nagy, David McCulloch right behind him here.
Green, green, green.
Green, green, green. 16 laps to go this time by. Lap 59 of 75 is underway. We will give him a lap or two to get settled in, and we'll try to go loud and proud again. KLD's holding strong out front. Trying to fend off the best of them. Outside lane, Foreman, Andrew Nagy trying to make a run on the outside with Ty Weems right behind him. Trio of Fords on that outside, all working together. Austin Wright getting a decent push there as well. KLD's kind of trying to figure out how to keep that bottom line fast. David McCulloch trying to do what he can to help him out. Andrew Nagy looks to be closing the door on the bottom. Going to give the outside to Ty Weems. We have 14 laps to go. Now that they're all grouped up, let's go loud and proud. All right, 10 to go. You could hear the audio of these cars and just what the throttle input is. A lot of this race is flat and wide open, But you got to pay attention to the subtle notes in that engine coming out of the exhaust of what the driver input actually is, because a lot of these guys are feathering the throttle during the straights, which you'd think in qualifying you're flat out the whole way around, but when you're in the pack, you have to control your speed. Oh, and we got another one around. Jeremiah Growl. Oh, hard up into the wall. That's going to draw caution number 5. We're sitting on the bubble of our bet at the moment. Let's see what happened. Looked like something between him and Andrew Nagy. From what I could see, I don't know if he got self-cleared or what. Let's take a look. Looks like Growl in the middle. Nagy looks like the 6 kind of changed lanes, maybe met in the middle. I don't really know, and that came right down onto the nose of Nathan Swafford. Jeff Yates seemed to sneak away from it. Jeremiah got back into Andrew Nagy there, hard into the wall, collecting Devin there on top. Andrew Nagy on the bottom. Tough break for both of these drivers here. So we're see heavy left front damage on the 82. Assuming that's going to be the end of his night. Nagy in this shot doesn't seem to show a lot of damage. I don't think there was a ton of wreck per se other than a spin. Back up front, how all the cards fell, it looks, at least at the moment, that David McCulloch is going to be your race leader. And we're going to be less than 10 to go. David McCulloch, Evan Clapper, Austin Wright, Ty Weems, John Santoro, currently showing your top 5. Sometimes my inputs aren't the most accurate, as it looks like David McCulloch is showing that he wants to pit. He fakes him out. No one seemed to bite, maybe a couple deep. Couple of those that were involved in the wreck. Looks like Jeremiah Growl stuck on the bottom of the track. He's going to have to tow. So it looks like we're going to go back green with about 6 to go. It won't be this time by. It'll be the next lap by. So you guys are sitting on the bubble for your over. One more wreck. One more yellow flag. And those that bet on the over might be cashing out. And it looks like everyone. It looks like a lot of you voted here on the poll. It's going to be interesting to see. We are currently on lap 67. There should be going too wide as long as an admin doesn't need to extend the caution, but should be going too wide this time by on lap 68. And then we will be firing green on lap 69. Nice. Looks like it's going to be David McCulloch, Evan Clapper, Austin Wright, Ty Weems, John Santoro, and Robert Weevil for your first 3 rows. How is it all going to shake out? Awesome to see David up there. Awesome to see Evan Clapper up there. Austin Wright, Ty Weems, Santoro, Weevil, Deese, Niles Davis, Jackson still in a shot. Lambert's in a shot. Really, kind of. I mean, with a caution this late, and I would say roughly your top 15 being the only ones on the lead lap still. Kind of anyone's shot right now, especially if there's a big one to finalize the race. That'll shuffle some guys out of the play. You can sneak your way through it. I believe it's the top 14, I think. So here we go. We should be seeing them go 2x2 this time by. I was going to grab an interview, but one of the drivers I wanted to interview is going to assume a little upset, so we don't want to pull him in the booth and have that interview, and I would maybe pull one of the leaders in, but I feel like they really need to be focused right now. You're potentially on your last caution, possibly the last restart of the race. You want to maintain that focus, and I don't want to be the distraction that costs you a win. So, rolling them down the backstretch, 2x2. In chat, who do you think's going to win it? Can basically be anyone in camera frame right now. David McCulloch, Evan Clapper on your front row. Now, just note, David is the number 9 car. I think on my side, I'm having an issue getting his paint to load. I did a photo shoot for a separate league earlier today, and for whatever reason, I think the file of that paint it's the league that he's in. I think that file is just holding strong in my computer, because on his screen, it's right, but unfortunately on ours, it is wrong. So the 13 is actually the number 9. That's why it doesn't match up on the ticker, is because it's pulling I think an old file in my system. So if it is my fault, I do apologize about that. Nonetheless, it's the same driver no matter what the car is. See some scars in the back. Guy's just trying to finish for some points. Pace car getting the hell out of the way. Jeremiah Crowell, dude. It has been rough, my man. You have been one of the fastest cars week in and week out, and it sucks to see the 82 sitting in the pits at the end of the race. Here we go, back green. Possibly the last time. I don't think so, but it might be. We're going to see some aggression now. 6 laps the distance. Someone's going to have to move, and someone's going to have to shake. Evan Clapper, Ty Weems seem to have the outside working well. Teammates on the inside. Austin Wright, David McCulloch on the inside. Elite Motorsports there. Always fortunate. Have a string of Chevys working together. Looks like Ford's on the outside. One good factor of running in a pack racing track is if you can get together with a teammate, especially this late. We don't have much of a lead change, maybe Austin Wright can give David a good bump for the win. Maybe Ty Weems can give Evan Clapper a good bump for the win. We're side by side, 5 to go. Drag racing down the back. Pack of cars here, keeping it clean so far. No one seems to be making any sort of crazy moves, at least not yet. They seem to be holding her together. We're coming into 4 laps to go. For those of you following at home for NASCAR, Kyle Busch back on the pole. Just got the notification of that. Looks like Evan Clapper came down and closed the door in front of David McCulloch. Let's see if Ty Weems and Robert Weevil can make something work on the outside. John Santoro shuts the door on them. Motion in the back, 4 wide coming down the front chute. that got a little sketchy there. They seem to have kept it together. 3 wide in the middle is Dwayne Young. Jeff Yates on the inside. Three wide down the back stretch for 3 laps to go. And got up into Niles. Back up front, Evan Clapper leading David McCulloch to the front here. Austin Wright, P3, Cal Deese, Jackson Fanistox worked his way back up to 5th. McCulloch, 2 to go this time by. Quite a pack back here. I'm going to see if something gets uncorked as we are fanned right out. Everyone trying to make a move for the end here. 3 wide, Devin McIntosh in the middle. He finds a spot on the bottom. Austin Wright trying to stick behind teammate David McCulloch. James Lambert on the outside with a Cal Deese push. Evan Clapper in the middle. The white flag is out. 1 to go. Here is where it's going to get crazy. John Santoro on the outside. There's the big one. Jackson involved. Cal Deese. Bunch of drivers in the wreck in the back. That's not going to throw a yellow because it's the last lap. Evan Clapper currently leading. David McCulloch P2, Austin Wright P3. David McCulloch makes the move to the outside. Austin Wright goes with him. Dwayne Young, Andrew Nagy sharing a little paint. Nagy goes around. Austin Wright and David on the outside. Teammates working together, coming down the front stretch. That is how you work a team. Dwayne Young trying to make a move. Getting upside, Austin Wright. It looks like it's going to be David McCulloch, Austin Wright, and Dwayne Young, 1, 2, 3. John Santoro, 4th. Devin McIntosh, 5th. We're wrecking coming to checkers here. Amazing teamwork for Elite Motorsports. 1-2 finish. Little biased because that would be my team if I was still running with these guys. Hell of a job for David McCulloch and Austin Wright. Dwayne Young as well, making the aggressive moves when they matter at the end. So we are going to have some interviews here coming up of some very, very, very excited drivers. I guarantee it. I'm going to start off with P3, Dwayne Young. Let's grab him into the booth. Dwayne, it's Fred up in the booth. You got a copy on me, brother.
I got a copy.
Man, aggressive move right at the end, putting it on a podium. How you feeling?
Pretty good. Really wanted to win, but I had nothing I could have done.
Yeah.
My drafting partner due to the 4 wide.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like Austin Wright, David McCulloch, they're teammates, and they seemed like they kind of had a plan right there at the end, leading at 1-2. And I figured they were going to be hard to get around. I know you could be usually one of the guys that could do it, but it looked like maybe a couple 100 feet too short to make the run on Austin there for P2. But
yep.
Looked like a decently ran race for most of it. Kept clean for a lot of it, I'd say. Made the moves kind of when they mattered. What's your recap of it? How you feeling?
Pretty good. Got involved in an incident early on at like 5.5 minutes worth of damage and got it repaired pretty quick. It was just pretty much just drive to survive till the end, because I knew if I could survive till the end, I had a chance at the win.
Right.
I've ran. I don't know how many laps on Daytona and Talladega,
Yeah.
but it's enough to where I know what I'm doing and know where to put cars at in in winning situations.
Right, yeah. A lot of these big tracks are, right place, right time. And
Yeah.
it looked like you were kind of in the right place. I was calling it coming down the backstretch. It was like 3 wide, 4 wide, and then it was just the whole pack was fanned out. And I'm trying to just pick someone. I picked you. I picked someone else. I'm just trying to see if some if someone makes a cool move, or if heaven forbid the big wreck happens. We were trying to get the coverage of it, but I just wanted to pull you in, congratulate you. Anyone you want to thank or talk
Uh,
with, talk to?
Carrying esports, uh, Mobilytics, and Five Blue Light, and Black Label Racing for trying to stick through the entire race. I mean, we pretty much got the bad end of the stick and tried to make the best of it with all 3 cars getting damaged
Right.
uh midway through the race. So
Yep. Well, all right. You want me to send you back to Black Label Racing chat?
yes, please.
All right, brother. Well, congrats on the podium, and we will see you next week.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah, you betcha. All right, that was Dwayne Young. He got P3. We're going to grab Austin right here. I'm sure he is absolutely pumped. I'm going to pull him into the booth. Austin, it's Fred in the booth. We're back again, brother.
Are back.
So let's just recap. I get a message from you during the week of, man, I don't know if I want to keep running. And I'm like, you gotta stick your head in it, man. And here we are. This is I quote, correct me if I'm wrong. This is your best finish since joining Superstar ARCA.
This is my best finish.
So how you feeling? You pumped up or what?
Man, I'll tell you what, the beginning of the race, I think it was lap 5. I don't know if you guys probably saw, we coming into inner 1, and I don't know if I cut down, I don't know, but someone spun me out, so I had to go all the way to the back on, early on, which isn't bad, but kind of a setback. Then after the pit rotations, we kind of just linked up with Elite, David, and it was like one of those,
Mm-hmm.
at Dega. Last 3 laps is hold on and see what
yeah.
happens. And
Throw,
it
throw,
just
throw a
kind of
prayer
worked
up.
out. We got up there and David said, we're going to let him get in front. We're going to ride second, third. And then as soon as David yelled the call, he said, go for it. We launched high and it just kind of worked out.
Yeah, and that was awesome to watch. That was awesome to call. I was telling the people watching at home, I'm like, I'm a little bit biased because Austin used to, like, we were teammates with Doughboy Racing. Then we moved over to Elite, and I'm kind of affiliated with Elite. So I'm like, I'm a little bit biased on the team here. So I was pulling for you guys specifically. And it was just, I mean, at the end of the day, it was awesome to see teamwork be able to make the dream work, if you will. Seeing you and
Yeah, like I said, it was one of those where David said we're gonna be patient, we got this whole last lap, and then
yep.
I was waiting, and like I said, he said hi now, and we just threw it out there, and luckily it stuck and worked.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was super cool. I saw you guys like just before the turn 3 entry. David went high, you followed him, and I'm like, I got a feeling these guys are about to check out. And I think it was Evan Clapper was leading at the time, but you guys just had a run on him, got around him. Dwayne Young was trying to make a move on you, kept it clean there at the end with you. And it was cool to see you guys with the 1-2 finish right at the end there. So
Yeah, we actually had a 1-2-9 for the elite team.
Oh yeah, Nathan Swafford got 9th. Yeah,
he was up there running, so it was a good one.
Yeah, he was running good with you guys. I saw he got kind of collected in something a little earlier on, so good bounce back. He, I believe, started P18. He went up to 9th. You started 13th, got 2nd. David started 32nd and wins it. So that's crazy. I'm excited to talk to him about that.
Yeah, he's pumped. I know that.
Oh yeah, this will be a fun interview. So, anyone you want to shout out before I let you go? Pop Bush Lights and Blue Chews.
I mean, just like before, you for the broadcast. Fast Fred's Wraps obviously keeps the car looking clean. Fiance for letting me do all this shenanigans. David with Elite, I mean, he's been helping a lot. Like I said, he kind of in my head during this, of just stay calm, keep pace, let's do this, and we'll push it through. So got to thank him for that. And just everyone else. It was a pretty clean race, which makes it kind of fun. It's not. Some weeks have been rough in the past, but this one there was, I think, maybe 3 cautions. I can't remember, and
I think we had
it wasn't
5.
5. Okay, well, it's
But
not like before where feels like it's a caution fest or
right.
people screaming at each other. It was pretty good racing. Pretty good moves. Everyone, I mean, as far as like the draft, obviously it's a draft, and I mean everyone was pushing, working together, even not being on teams, which is pretty cool to see. So
Right. So, all right. Well, I'll put you back down to the Elite Motorsports chat, and maybe if you guys are still hanging out, once I get out of the booth, I'll come down and celebrate with you.
rock on, I appreciate it.
All right, brother. Congrats again on the P2.
Thank you.
All right, the Blue Chew Deuce puts her on a podium, and we're gonna grab his teammate. David McCulloch, it's Fred in the booth. I have been waiting for this interview for a long, long time, my friend.
You and me both, dude.
How you feeling right now?
I'll tell you what. I feel about like having a cold beer.
So,
oh, dude, I mean, awesome experience. It was a great race. I was super proud of my teammates tonight. Nathan and Austin both did a fantastic job tonight, and
yeah,
there for a while we had all 3 cars in the top 10.
Yep, you finished all 3 cars
well
in the top 10.
And, oh, really? I didn't know that Nathan. Yeah,
oh, Nathan bounced back for 9th. Yep,
it's awesome, man.
So
it's an awesome feeling, and
that is awesome.
This is my first career league win, and
really,
I'm stoked about it.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I was telling Austin it was cool. I told the fans at home, I'm like, I'm a little biased. This is my team. I'm a little biased towards these guys, but
all right,
seeing you guys come down the backstretch, coming into 3 on the last lap, you check high and Austin be right on your ass that time. I'm like, oh, there's the move. Yeah. And you guys.
Well, when Clapper got around me and set up. He came down from the high and he got down in front of me. I got on the radio to Austin. I said, "This is perfect, dude." I said, "We'll just set this up, ride this out." And I was just hoping that the guys up high wouldn't get a better run.
Right.
And as we were coming into 3, I got back on the radio and I said, "Austin, go high," and he went right with me, and it was perfect.
Yeah, you guys got up around Clapper. Austin was right there with you. Obviously, he wasn't going to try to make a run on you. Dwayne Young caught right up to Austin, but gave him some decent space. Dwayne got P3. That was kind of that front pack. So you guys worked around Evan Clapper, got the win, which is awesome. Austin Wright, that's his best finish in the league as well, and Dwayne Young is no stranger to good finishes as well. So really cool to see you guys out front and putting together just a hell of a race from start to finish, keeping clean, and then shouting out to Nathan. I know he got involved into some stuff earlier on, so him fighting back for a 9th. But I usually kind of just say this on the stream, and there's no official award, but you definitely got the hard charger. You came 31 positions. You started 32nd and win the race. So you definitely get the hard charger award tonight.
Love it. I love it, dude. So, I mean, other than Daytona, we had a really good run there as well.
Yeah.
But I couldn't think of a better place to bring home the first win. So I'm pumped, dude. It's awesome. Good feeling.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was crazy. You start. I mean, I don't want to say only. That's a lot of cars, but there were 34 cars starting. You started 32nd, win the race. It just goes to show the magic that can happen at Talladega with some patience, some good planning, and some teamwork.
Right.
And
very, very much so.
Before I kick you down to the team, back to go celebrate with the boys. Anyone we want to shout out, thank, or give credit to for tonight's victory?
Absolutely, man. Definitely got to thank Fast Fred's Wrap Shop, always making us look good. No doubt about that. Doughboy Cinematography for some incredible pictures. Pro Spill Recovery. W Energy has come on board with us, so definitely got to give a shout out to them. And my entire Elite Summit Motorsports team. I mean, everybody on the team put together one hell of a drive tonight, and I'm super proud of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, thank my wife and kids for the continued support for all the hours I spend behind the sims. So a lot of people to thank, but very grateful, very humble.
And I'll make a talking point out of this on the next Mischief podcast as well.
That's right. That's right.
If we could only have seen the car.
I know it. I tried.
All right, brother. I'm going to send you down to Elite to party it up with the team, go drink some Busch Lights, and maybe I'll pop down and celebrate with you guys once I get out of the booth here.
Sounds good, man. Thank you.
All right, you betcha. Congratulations, man.
Thanks, dude.
All right, there was your race winner, David McCulloch. And here is your finishing order for your top 10. David McCulloch, Elite Motorsports, number 9, gets the win. Austin Wright, Elite Motorsports, number 2, P2. Dwayne Young with We Tried West, which I'm assuming that's going to be now East, with the 05, gets P3. John Santoro is 4th. Devin McIntosh, 5th. Evan Clapper, 6th. Ty Weems, 7th. Alan Steigerwald kind of patches it together for a P8. I think he was involved in something early on. Nathan Swafford manages a P9, and James Lambert rolls into your top 10. So, I want to thank you all for hanging out. Appreciate everyone stopping by. This was a kind of an action-packed race. Lil Hooper, that was recovery from me, 19th to 8th in 2 laps. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's a good run, man. That is a good run. So yeah, I saw you get involved in that little scrim early on. And yeah, after the first wreck, and then I think there was another one later on. But yeah, I mean, that's the magic of Talladega. That's the magic of a drafting track, is that you can go from 0 to hero in a hurry. So congrats on that, my man. For the rest of you at home, we will catch you guys all next week. Appreciate everyone stopping in. And I believe we only had 5 cautions, so it was the under. It was the under. So all right, I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in to Frozen Apex TV.